Hello guys, my name is K. Lyndon Toba. I'm your humble presenter of the program The Focal Point. As the demand for critical analysis and reliable information continues to be the appetite of the Liberian population, it is incumbent upon media practitioners to always be objective, independent, and fact-based in their reportorial duties. The clarion call for credible, reliable, and issue-based presentation must be considered at all times. In the wake of these functions and duty to service, it is only one show that stands tall among the rest. Focal Point, a program where we scrutinize, examine, and cross-examine by allowing the audience participate by posting and calling and commenting on the subject under discussion. We bring the guests in studio, we quiz them, and analyze the issue. Once again, this is your regular Monday friend, K. Lyndon Togbert, on the Focal Online TV. Hello guys, my name is K. Lyndon Toba. I'm your humble presenter of the program The Focal Point. As the demand for critical analysis and reliable information continues to be the appetite of the Liberian population, it is incumbent upon media practitioners to always be objective, independent, and fact-based in their reportorial duties. The clarion call for credible, reliable, and issue-based presentation must be considered at all times. In the wake of these functions and duty to service, it is only one show that stands tall among the rest. Focal Point, a program where we scrutinize, examine, and cross-examine by allowing the audience participate by posting and calling and commenting on the subject under discussion. We bring the guests in studio, we quiz them, and analyze the issue. Once again, this is your regular Monday friend, K. Lyndon Togbert, on the Focal Online TV.
Good evening, fellow Liberians. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, whatever your geographical locations may be. Welcome again to another fascinating edition of the program, The Focal Point on Focal Online TV. It's actually good to be back here after a very long week break, and we have transitioned into a brand new week. Actually, the transition process was yesterday. We transitioned into a brand new week. A lot of the people had the time to go to their various churches, their various places of worship, and we are actually back here. So today we will have as guests on this segment of the program, popular activist McLean Reynolds as our guest. We will be talking about national issues. National issues of Liberia, some of those latest issues. And before we go over to the governance process of our country, even though there are lots of national issues to talk about, we will also talk about some of his contributions he made during the course of the elections that was 2023. McLean was seen on several video footages across the country when other political institutions were seen brazenly violating the law, the elections laws of Liberia. It was one person who stood up and said, this is not what it's supposed to be. He was one person who was trying to promote sanity in the ballot politics of Liberia, even though some people refer to him as somebody who is very, very controversial. Because the places you don't expect him to see him, that is where you oftentimes see him. So we actually have McLean Reynolds here today. So better still, for those of you who are watching, keep sharing the live video, keep sharing the live video. My name is K. Lyndon Toba. It's actually a pleasure to be here with you, to drive you up to 6:30, at which time we will learn all about some of those issues. So, since last week, There has been a lot of things happening in our country. There has been the situations from Grand Cape Mount County, where it has been reported that four fatalities, four fatalities have been reported so far, and there is a controversy about that particular report. There is still a controversy about that particular report. Uh, the police, the police inspector general, the Liberian National Police Inspector General Colonel Patrick Sudi, has added a new flavor to the developments we have had over the period of time. He alleged that those protesters, they had single barrel, they have single barrels in their possessions, and because of that, several other police officers were wounded during the rioting process. So, however, he has been able to assure the Liberian population that they will definitely conduct an investigations as we speak. The tense situations in Brankipma County, where the protest was actually ongoing, there has been some level of or some sense of normality. People are now going on about their normal activity as compared to the last few days where you had terrible news coming out from Grand Cape Mount County that people had to shut down their businesses, people had to be running here and there in search of a safe place. So we will talk about all of those things, but tomorrow we have the last bit of time to talk about all of those things. So let's just take a short break. When we come back, you will have in studio with us uh, activist McLean Randa. He's a political activist. McLean Randa will be our guest, and we will take him strictly up to 6:30. So let's keep sharing the live video. Let's keep sharing the live video. Keep contributing by calling or commenting. The numbers is scrolling at the bottom of the stream. You can call to participate. You will have time to call to participate. Let's add favor. Let's prioritize Football Online TV because we remain a contributor to the media landscape of Nigeria. So let's take a short break. We have activist Martin Rainer.
Hello guys, my name is K. Lyndon Toba. I'm your humble presenter of the program The Focal Point. As the demand for critical analysis and reliable information continue to be the appetite of the Liberian population, it is incumbent upon media practitioners to always be objective, independent, and fact-based in their reportorial duties. The clarion call for credible, reliable, and issue-based presentation must be considered at all times. In the wake of these functions and duty to service, it is only one show that stands tall among the rest. Focal Point, a program where we scrutinize, examine, and cross-examine by allowing the audience participate by posting and calling and commenting on the subject on the discussion. We bring the guests in studio, we quiz them, and analyze the issue. Once again, this is your regular Monday friend, K. Lyndon Togbat, on the Focal Online TV.
So, folks, welcome back again. For those of you who are watching this program, this is the Focal Online TV. We now have with us in studio a popular activist, political activist, McLean Reiner, with us in studio, and we will go over shortly to him so that we can keep the ball rolling about the conversation we intend to have. One thing we must tell you that the conversation is going to be fascinating and issue based. We are not going to entertain a sentiment. We will be able to checkmate him because, McLean is one person who has been mostly interested in contributing his idea towards the progress of Mama Liberia. So while McLean is getting upset in the background, we are here trying to do the possible. Keep sharing the live video as always. McLean, you can just do the needful by wearing your hair, your headset. Yeah, let's get. Yeah, we can. Okay, so we yeah, McClem is doing the needful. He tries to get his headset. He tries to get you know. So we are actually keep sharing the live video for those of you who are watching. Let me begin to acknowledge those people who are watching. I see Morris and Kamara. Congratulations. Eric Calling is following live from a comfort zone. Morris, I'm following. Amara Donzo and several other people who are following. So the follower will definitely increase as we engage into the conversation. So okay, let's go over to McLean. Brandon McLean, good evening and welcome to Foca Online TV. We preferably call this place House of Innovation. So welcome to the House of Innovation.
Thank you so kindly. I thank you so kindly.
Mhm.
I must admit to you, Toga, it is my first, it's my debut
Mhm.
here on the Focus TV.
Mhm.
But I'm one of a religious followers
Mhm.
of Focus TV.
Mhm.
I'm user subscribe and I'm one of the top fans
Mhm.
of this innovation here.
Mhm.
The information you guys provide is a quality information,
Mhm.
is accurate,
Mhm.
is justifiable, it is the factuality and the reality.
Okay.
At no point in time, this place have provided a faulty information to vast majority of the Liberian people that obviously manage this live podcast on a daily basis. I am so much overwhelmed that in fact I walk in here today and I see vast majority of my commerce here who are breaking a sense of understanding,
Mhm.
uh, breaking a paradigm shift
Mhm.
into the media body level of our country. I'm so much happy that in fact I can sit in studio with you and other comments. So I want to say thank you for the opportunity and I want to ask the followers to keep on sharing
Mhm.
the live as much as they can. That's what we need from them. And also give us your feedback and your contribution. So thank you for the opportunity.
All right, we are very pleased to have, like I said, we are very pleased to have popular activist Michael Randall, a man who played a vital role when political institutions were brazenly violating the electoral law of Liberia, and he has since been commenting on several other issues that he believed that those issues should not be having as much as we want to keep this country peaceful. So Ambassador Macklin Brenda has just acknowledged that we are doing a fantastic job here. So let's go over to Ambassador Macklin Brenda so that he can tell us who is this, who is Ambassador, who is activist of Macklin Brenda.
Thank you so kindly.
Mhm.
Uh, Activist McLean Renda
Mhm.
is a born Liberian,
Mhm.
born in a Barnesville estate,
Mhm.
to be precise, the Barnesville Estate Clinic
Mhm.
that's located right adjacent the police station.
Mhm.
I was born in Barnesville Estate. I grew up in a area, and then I got into activism
Mhm.
when I started to observe at a age some level of disagreement,
Mhm.
some level of disappointment
Mhm.
in government or future any government proceeding.
Mhm.
Because, mind you, there have been lots of laws that have been on the book for people having been adhering to those laws.
Mhm.
And to fast forward this for activism, my first struggle that I took out was in my community, vis-a-vis Area A, Area B, Area C. I put some comments together in one of the estate now, which is additional level. We clean the water at the time. At the time, I was in the 8th grade with the 9th grade. And then I put some of the big comments together. We clean that place. And then I'm moving on with community engagement and all of that. But another time I decided to stage a massive protest.
Mhm.
The current role at the Barnesville, Keba, Disville, and Carroll Road.
Yeah, we will actually
Yeah,
get to
yeah,
we
yeah.
will
So
actually
it's I don't want to highlight that.
Mhm.
So that's how my activism began. When I read some theoretical theses from guys like Nelson Mandela, guys like Martin Luther King, guys like Robert Mugabe, guys like our own guys here, HB, like Backup Matthews, like other comers who are around who have also contributed to society. I said to myself, but I think we can make use of this country by putting the country on a refuge trajectory. It is all beginning people start to support us in a little way, people start to motivate us, and then we move on forward. And here we are today.
Yeah, we are today. That is a concluding statement. So, why activism when you have like you're a determined young man coming up, a Liberian, very very gentle. Why do you choose activism when other Liberians are actually choosing other things for their personal gain? Why do you choose to lay your life for thousands of Liberians?
That's a very brilliant question. I choose to live my life for thousands or millions of Liberians because I believe those political party are political party that is dressed like a priest, but under the priest clothes they have knife, they have cutlasses, they have gun, they have batons. They will project their agenda to the public, like they are all law and gospel, like they mean well for the Liberian people, but on the contrary, they will contradict their party manifesto or the party mandate when he or she is given the opportunity to perform in society. And the final analysis, you realize that they will be languishing, galloping, jumping like a political grasshopper from one political party to another. So, as an activist, I believe as an activist, what I can do is to always be on the side of the masses. Always be on the side of the masses, to advocate for the masses, to checkmate them, to macroscopically look at the works and deeds that they have, and night we bring it outside on the earth, the truth. Although sometimes it might cause our late, our early demise, or it must cause us to bleed profusely in public glare. But mind you, once you are courageous, once you are determined, once you mean well for Liberia and you believe that in fact this country must transform under your generation, like the Algerian revolutionary self-reform, every generation has a mission. It is equivalent to you and I to project, protect, safeguard with a courageous mindset to make sure that in fact our generation can be delivered. If the generation not delivered, only you and I, talk about you and I, you and my clique, it means that in fact we have failed our generation. Those people who have failed this generation, that allow for war to come in this country, they have failed their generation. Like a lot of Elder Salif, like a lot of former president, we are, like a lot of the current president, Jerry Baga, they failed their generation for a line for 40 years of war to come back because they never agitated, they never put their feet down to fire, they never checkmate and critical analyze the critical national issue that have the propensity and ability to erupt violence in this country. That's why you saw the 2023 election, all of us here play a perfect major role. We stood firm, we stood ferocious, we stood determined, we stood persistent and consistent in our advocacy to make that in fact we reserve the peace. So it is incumbent on you and I to play a perfect role to make that in fact this country can get better.
Our most often people often see you at several other gatherings. One of the latest video that I saw from you when Prophet Key was taken to the Temple of Justice by Judy Andy involved in a lawsuit. She filed a lawsuit pertaining to the fight that Prophet Key had made several allegations, and she wanted the law to actually be involved. We saw you and trying to defend Prophet Key. And on other issues, Liberians since want to know what kind of doctrine do you believe in terms of your advocacies?
What kind of doctrine I do believe in terms of my
your advocacies?
In terms of my advocacy, my advocacy is not based on segregation. No, my advocacy is based on current actuality and reality that is confronting the day-to-day life of this country. Like it's really said, Oh yes, I am a strong supporter of Prophet Key, not just a strong supporter of Prophet Key, but I am the Secretary General. I does the R, cross the T, Z the Z, U the U, and M the M, and O the O for the free position movement. My argument on that wonderful day of the Supreme Court, it was very clear.
What was your argument?
My argument was, I mean, the women that got on that day to protest against Prophet Key, they got out to protest only the influence, only the influence, only scope the war influence, only the influence of money. That's why they got out to protest that day. I got so
much. Do you support the fact that Prophet Key is most often seen abusing women in general?
No, it's not women in general. That's the mistake a lot of people make when it comes to Prophet Key. The mistake people make when it comes to Prophet Key is that they assume that in fact Prophet Key is assaulting them, but no, Prophet Key only insult criminals' mother. So I come in when you steal, and Prophet Key insult you, and insult your mother, he's doing it in the interest of the Liberian people. When was the last time the Prophet Key insulted you?
Is it the right way to treat? I understand that he may be some level of political activism. He is trying to contribute towards the society. But is it the right way to approach the issue when you are championing the interests of the Liberian people? Is it the right way to do the issue?
We have 5 thinkers. Everybody addresses issue at a different angle. But that's the case here. Put 3 different cardinal issue on the table, and then I will ask you to be honest. To be honest, and ask those who are watching the live too to be honest in picking which one is the lesser evil. Put somebody who have corrupt, who has stolen millions of dollars from this country, and he reaches themselves that is lying millions of people to go to be hungry, that put this country at the belt of the first 10 poorest country in the world, Liberia. If you read the graph, Liberia is somewhere around 8, 9, so not 7 place. Somebody who have corrupt this country and stole from this country. That's 1. 2. Put somebody who have killed thousands of Liberians on camera, and yet and still those people are still walloping and galloping in the public glare. They are still being praised, and then you put somebody a trigger issue like cost on a microscope. Which one will you silent with? If you want a total change to come to this country, be honest, it's rhetorical. I don't want for the answer. Those people that are listening, that the answer all need a lie. So, like I read the way on it. Somebody who killed in this country that is on live, somebody who have rooted from this country power that put thousands of Liberian lives into poverty, that today to eat in Liberia is no more right, but an achievement that make us to suffer. Even as I'm talking to you, a lot of people in the community have not eaten. And somebody who just causing in the real interest of the Liberian people. Who do you think that in fact you will side with for the real thing to be done?
Is it that you are incentivizing profit?
No. I'm not talking. It's not incentivizing. It is a fact. It is a reality. That's why I said put everything of them on the microscope and look at the microscope. You will realize that if you put all 3 on the microscope, Marcos is not significant in our society. As a matter of fact, show me one female or male that have not insult since they were giving birth to up to the current age, and then I will resign from the free position movement today. But all of a sudden, to have the real thing be done, you must tackle the core, the kuku, the la queen, go all the way back there and make for them to come on the consciousness. Excuse me. Go all the way back there and make for them to come from the consciousness to address the Liberian people scenario. Are you aware? It was some of Prophet Key advocacy that led to the removing of the 6 years that were wasted on the CDC-led government, I know we are coming to that. This man, not only that, this man stood behind a camera. He campaigned. He beat consciousness into thousands of Liberians. These are in the Southeast that voted against the CDC-led government.
All right. You hold no apology for supporting Prophet Key and being a secretary of Prophet. It said that considering the fact that most people, relative to the case involving he and Judy Andy, even though we are hearing that the case has since been dropped now based upon the interventions of the president, legal advisor, Ben Keita, it said that your proximity with Prophet Key is going to add a new sense, is going to refine the way Prophet Key engage issue. Since people are now saying that Prophet Key sometimes he speak wisdom into the issue, he bring a revised sense into the issue. It said that he is going to change the fashion and try to tailor his advocacies in the right directions.
I can say that in fact, my present will change or dilute Prophet.
All right. Let's flip over to other issues. Let's go to the pre-elections issues, and then we will cross over to the national issues. Some of those trending issues that remains issues of utmost concern in our body politics. There was a time during the while Liberians were actually gearing up to the electoral process, basically the campaign process. You were seeing on the video, yes, you were seeing on the video where you were being dragged after you said to yourself that it was totally a violation of the electoral law that the two political institutions would have the ensemble planted at the Capitol building, a place where we need to uphold the legal sanity of our country. What prompted your actions? And since then, has there been any redress in regards to those things? Do you think that your action was your actions was being able to alter in some level of transformations in the politics of our country?
Oh yes, 100%, 100%. My action has triggered a tremendous, a remarkable, a uncountable change at the time in this country. Like you already said, what prompted my action? What prompted my action was at the time there was no value for the rule of law. There was no value for the rule of law. You saw representative aspirants along with presidential aspirants posting all of the various flyers on the various street of Liberia in violation to the NEC law. The NEC law states if there's now a time or period for campaign, you don't have any right to post any photo out there. Interestingly, with the growing concern and the growing violation of the law, as an activist, you need to come in rapidly and to sacrifice yourself. So to at least to leave a mark, a powerful mark that say to you and your generation to come that in fact somebody stood ever this point in time. What I did, I sacrificed myself. I was beaten. I was dragged. Now that I sent on a warning message at the time to the speaker of the 54th National Legislature, along with the Abachi, who was the Senate President. I went on the grounds of the Capitol building. I read a press conference. He informed me there that if Yeke Koruba cannot remove a backup poster from the right, a coming poster from the left, and move the other thing from here, there's a violation of law. And if there's happening on the grounds of the Capitol building, that should be there to protect and safeguard the laws of our country. It means that if this country is taking a different paradigm shift, which is lawlessness in our country. And I said to them, I will return.
Did the action end? Did the action lead it?
I come in and eat that food. We'll get on eat that food. I return on that wonderful day. And somebody said I was joking. Somebody said if I would have even said enter the building. And I said to you that day, there was a security briefing for all the securities on the grounds along with those men. Because there's only one sergeant arm. Only one sergeant arm. All those that who were on the sergeant arm are called those men. There was a security briefing that my photo was posted all around, preventing me from now to enter the grounds of the Capitol building that day. When trying to know, I beat the security, I enter, and then I managed to achieve the result that I will elaborate. That same day, the next day, the NEC. Sorry that in fact I'm going live on my phone, but if I weren't going live on my phone, I will show to you the document from the NEC. That same day, the NEC gave a prayer release, the ultimatum prayer release that mandated all political party, not some political party, all political party to remove the political activities flyer or banner from the street of Liberia and to wait for the official day. And I speak to you the day before that night. The video clip is here. I will forward to you to post it on that link. The CDC, the United Party, and others representing aspiring, put people in the street. The video clip is here to talk down all of the stuff from the street. So a year food by restoring. The major thing I wanted was to restore law and order back in our national process. That was my objective. And then I was successful in it because the NEC gave the ultimatum, and that was helpful for all of the political parties.
Did you receive any international award based upon your demonstrative stand you took in terms of breaking all of the barriers when people, when your picture were already circulated in the security details, but preventing you from entering, even though you were able to beat up the security and execute that which of course you needed to have executed, were you somehow respected based upon maybe a particular international organization who is closely following our day-to-day affairs in terms of the political landscape? Were you respected? Were you honored based upon your activity?
Oh yes, I was honored based upon it. My activity is not on the basis of honor. I don't advocate because I want something back. No, I don't. But it happens that the alliance.
I'm talking about people being able to recognize that.
Oh yes. The alliance
consciousness into the
so
society.
The Alliance for Global Justice and Peace. The Alliance for Global Justice and Peace in West Africa. I was appointed, I was vetted by a white panelist, 6 white panelists. I was vetted by 6 white panelists as the head of secretariat. I'm holding that position for 4 years. I just gone 1 year, this year, maybe 2 years in that position. So currently I serve in different entry, different capacity. I serve as the head of secretariat for the Alliance for Global Justice and Peace. Prior to December, I visited Sierra Leone, where I had a 3-day engagement with the Mano Rewa people that's in the head of secretariat. People from Guinea, people from Sierra Leone, people from Liberia, along with 2 individual, one for Ghana and Nigeria. We met in Sierra Leone and then we had a fruitful engagement. So that's 1. 2. The African Wash Forum. The African Wash Forum recognized me as the most activist of the year. But I was trying to know that all of those accolades that was given to me during any Tabe at the time, when I found and gave for the best activist of the year to somebody who's in Ghana, a Labrador who is in Ghana that's not doing nothing, because the person is related to, I think, her daughter friend's son.
Do you think it was objective?
It wasn't objective. It wasn't objective. It was based on I don't know sentiment about it. But let the public be the judge.
Yeah.
Even up to now, if you want to place all of my activities on the microscope, you look at my performances. We don't do it for Laura. But let me get clear. But look at Laura says you will realize that over the years we have tried to put this country on a rightful trajectory. So giving to somebody, it don't bother me, but I received an international award. I had the opportunity to visit the United Nations Human Rights Commission head here at Liberia here. I talked to Didaus, the European ambassador at the time. I even had the opportunity to sit with Malcolm McCarthy, the former U.S. ambassador. I had the opportunity to sit with the political affairs of the United States embassy. I had the opportunity to meet with the Chinese political affairs along with the other people. So it was a great one. But I don't do it for Laura. Right. I do it for my country, and I stand for what the people want to hear and what the people need to see that will change the society.
Okay, McLean Reiner is our guest, and we are talking about some critical issues emanating from the 2023 presidential and general elections. McLean, let's go over what is your own observation from the campaign process, from the campaign stage of the 2023 elections up to where we are. What is your own observations? Even though I know we will definitely come to the governance component of the discussion, but what has been your own observations? Is it that Liberia need to correct some mistakes in so that we cannot have the embarrassment in future elections of our country? What is your own general observations about the elections involving President George Weah and several other political parties in which George Weah was plugged a slim margin, even though there has been some other issues about violence in the country? As an activist, I know you are mostly concerned about those things. And what is your own general observations about the electoral process from 2023 up to where we are?
Thank you so kindly. In my honest opinion, my country or our country, Mama Liberia, is making tremendous mark when it comes to the democratic proceeding of our country. Liberia remains the diplomatic hub of Africa. I don't still be corrected on it. I repeat.
If you are talking about a diplomatic hub, what specifically are you pointing to? What are the evidence that convince the people who are watching that Liberia is on a diplomatic hub? Liberia is based on your own investigation.
Sure. This current election and other elections that passed, it speaks volumes. You have no doubt that Liberia remains the diplomatic hub of Africa. What do I mean by that? Other countries in Africa that have practiced democracy are not tolerant. Let Liberians do. I shouldn't widen the horoscope to East Africa, North Africa, or South Africa. Then we look at from a critical standpoint of West Africa. And then I will start with Nigeria. Nigeria went to election. The election concluded. Tinubu won the election, but there is still dissatisfaction in the election that brought Tinubu to power. It was interesting to know that some Nigerians How could Nigeria still believe that in fact the election was staged managed to bring Tinubu to power? Up to now, violence still erupt on a daily basis in Nigeria. Go to Sierra Leone. The SFPP and the APP, they cannot see eye to eye. When you are SFPP and APP, we just sit like this. You can't just do that. Today, the election that Manabio won, that election has been marked by fraud and violence by our international watch community. It says to you that in fact, Sierra Leone election and Sierra Leone are not tolerant. Not only that, up to now, Ernest Bai Koroma, who ran, who is a former president of Sierra Leone, narrowly left Sierra Leone on grounds of medical, but he was under house arrest for more than 2 weeks on alleged staging a coup to overthrow Malabio. Are you telling me? Now under that, I'll come to Labio. There were killings. There were killings of peaceful protesters, partisans in Sierra Leone that lost their life in this election. Today, the country Sierra Leone is in a fragile state because there are people who are not satisfied with the way in which Malabio ran the election and with the way in which Malabio has been treating the ex-leader Ernest Bai Koroma, who is seeking some medical aid now in Nigeria. Come back to Liberia. Liberia is a different ball game. This one election, you saw United Party, you saw Citizen Party, they were together, they ate together, they moved together, they campaigned together. I remember on one occasion, Yawo Congo, who are running at the time for the LPPP, they visited all of the different political parties. Do you know how tolerance?
It was only Yawo Congo who tried to bring it.
Not that. Yawo Congo visited almost all the political parties. And nobody was killed in this election, and nobody was crying in this election. Not only that, those international partners that came to manage our election.
Are you leaving out the violent situation that took place in other parts of Liberia?
Every election will be a violence. You know, the United States of America that purport to be the father of democracy, which some people believe, but me, I don't believe, because I believe India is the father of democracy. So, even in America, some people go to violence. Election is violent, but it is incumbent to the people themselves to be tolerant and be resolute in the argument. It is the first time ever in African politics for somebody to lose election with less than 2% of the vote, and that person gave away. Not only that, but in Africa, almost called Africa. Are you getting me? Almost called Africa. We know African leaders, they are power greedy. When they be in power, they don't want to leave, and that happens in very places. Not only that, with the growing influence of Russia and China into Africa vis-a-vis West Africa, this election could have gone ahead and scatter. You all want one guy called Philip Brown, who is the owner of the hot pepper. He had a projection that in fact that brain him will start to keep resting the hall. You know, buy chickens to pepper, all that thing, I said, I think I fly. This country remain peaceful. This country remain the hub of African democracy. And that's why I will hear President we are a bid for him keeping the thought of democracy and peace alive in this country. And if you were to take anything from President we are, I will say to you, all the sales that President we are spent, there's only one thing he did in this country for accepting the result and moving away from the country. That's the only good thing he did in this country. Which is why I can say with both face, but nothing else he never did for the Liberian people.
Are you not seeing? Are you not commending President we are over the last 6 years that he has been able to construct parks in different locations in the Obram settlement of Liberia?
No, that deal was there ever since our Liberian will fail to understand. That project
but
was
the issues
coming. That let's get the key point here.
Mhm.
Government's continuity.
Mhm.
Today, I am still challenging,
Mhm.
or I have still challenged
Mhm.
the former CDC government
Mhm.
on one project
Mhm.
they have done when it comes to the issue of road with I not being in the problem of the past government. They have not. So it says to me that in fact it is on the
So,
basis.
is it that the issues about tuition-free policies that many young people
No,
are enjoying? At the
no,
same
don't say
time,
tuition-free policy. That's a tuition-free cliche. What
Why
can be
do
your
you tell me that's a
I'm
cliche?
coming. You left a hinking trap
Mhm.
for your successor.
Mhm.
If President
Mhm.
if former President sorry to that President is a mistake. If former President
Mhm.
meanwhile for the quote unquote free tuition,
Mhm.
he was passing into law and making a policy on the book that could serve as a record, as a legacy record for him.
Mhm.
But I'll tell you that in fact the former president was not serious for the free tuition. As a matter of fact, if you go back to the quote unquote wax payment I've been talking about,
Mhm.
that BYS is only the due for wax. I think roughly over
5.5 million.
5.5 million.
Mhm.
What is that? You have not been paying, but you break around here that in fact you've been paying wax and all of that. So you see, these are some of the laxes and the lack of rule of law and policies that the past government
Mhm.
failed to realize and put into place that today for us to be money. That's why I said to you, the only thing that we remember former president we are for is for holding the peace and putting Liberia. No, they mean peaceful. Peace don't mean peaceful. So I think about we're not going to be peaceful. They mean from the main DNA, they mean peaceful man. That one too. The bottle of one of the bottles is enjoy yourself. You saw soon the bottle all the private jet. You went Italy. You say, oh yeah, I control the bread. How can you think in your mind that you control bread? That's what my former president. Yeah, I control the bread. What is that?
What was he actually saying?
You know, he said the bread love me. I control bread loves you. What you call bread? You will never illusion. And trust me, the only thing we remember him for he giving this country out to people who have projected themselves to be themselves to be the savior and the rescuer of the new Liberia that we all envision. That's the best thing you could have done.
I remember now that we have a brand new leadership headed by President Joseph Gilman Boakat and Jeremiah Cone. As an activist, even though people recognize your activism, you were more robust in your advocacies for the last 6 years. Is it that you are going to remain more robust in your advocacies? What would the Liberian people expect for you in terms of checkmating the government and mounting pressures on the government to live up to the quote unquote manifesto to promise the Liberian people? What are you going to be in the 6 years from President Joseph Boakat?
So my activism is based on facts.
Facts.
I collect facts, and that is the facts in which I work with. I analyze it, I look at it microscopically, and then I try to work with it in the best interest of our Liberian people. If past government, if you think I will be bust 10% past government, it means today my Boakat government, I will be more than 10%. But what I wouldn't do is to say the lies on this government. That's why if you realize of recent, everyone, including I as an activist, is giving the government a chance to perform. Trust me. As a Liberian, I come in. As a Liberian,
a specified duration you want the government to perform for a period of time, and after the government perform or reach that particular inch, you will definitely be more repulsed, or people expect to see some level of your regular engagement from the past regime.
So my regular engagement will continue. Like I said to you, I remain a very independent activist, and people will expect more from me. But yes, the mentality of vast majority of Liberians, I don't have a mentality.
What is the mentality like?
I don't, because I don't pray. I don't pray for my country downfall. No, I am optimistic.
You think like men are pessimistic about?
Yeah. They have a mindset that if it ain't me, it cannot be you, or if it ain't you, it cannot be me. Yes,
as an activist, what do you think is responsible for this level of political bitterness? Because a lot of people say that many people are dissatisfied, many people are bitter on the basis of a political, political disagreement or the fact that their party and whose students were actually champion didn't reach they didn't acquire the voting like when people, the desire for it like when people. What do you think is responsible for this political bitterness?
Everybody loves the institution they subscribe to. Even you. If you are in the midst of other journalists and the journalist is projecting that PFM is more popular, more analytical, more factuality and reality, information dissemination, more than focus TV, you won't be there and say, oh yeah, you always feel the same way on the political. Listen. Everybody loves the political party. Everybody will defend the political party and defend individual in which they feel that in fact they have access to. So yes, I'm an optimistic activist. I'm a positive activist. I believe that this country will get better. Irrespective of who is the leader, this country will definitely get better. It will get better. If even today, McLean ran as a president or Toga as a president, I believe in Toga leadership will get better. It is Toga performance. It is Toga performance that will contribute to that will give us contribute to my advocacy against the government. As I stand now, the government is in a creating form. Be reminded, for those people who don't understand, I'm a student of political science. I read political science at the African Methodist Episcopal University, where I just been appointed as the public relations officer of the school. That's a very big position. And I want to give the public relations officer I accept the position, and I want to send my thing to Madam President, Madam Ruth, for affording me the opportunity to serve the students at the African Methodist Episcopal University. But yes, we must give people the opportunity to perform, give people the opportunity to fall in our trap before we can be able to hold them and say, now we're not doing well.
What is the trap you have set as an activist?
What's the trap? I set a positive trap for my country.
A positive trap for your country.
In a certain manner, I believe that those people who have been appointed in various government positions, they will perform. If they don't perform, trust me, if they don't perform, we will make the country a battleground. That even say you cannot say President Baka will even resign or leave this country and move on forward.
When you talk about battleground, and one people who are listening could be very concerned, what is your definitions about battleground?
We will make the country a battleground now. Activism. We will advocate throughout the length and breadth of the country. We will bring all men, women, to stay firm in the generation, to speak to the power and say to leaders that if I want to, this is not how it's going to be, and this is not right.
Is it a threat?
Oh, if you think it'll be a threat, I look at it as a warning. It's a warning. It's not a threat. It's not a threat to this government, but it's a warning. Because I believe that in fact the government will perform. If the time frame in which I'm giving the government in my mind, if it don't perform, trust me, this could not be the battleground. This country will take in more than Afghanistan or Iraq or Pakistan. Trust me, this country will take into it. Because we will be ready to either to meet our enemy death, or the people will be ready to teach this country they are in power. We are very clear about that. We are very much categorically clear, and we are unbending, we are unchangeable, untouchable in our quest. At no point in time on record in this country, you are listening or viewing the live or will view the live can attest to it. At no point in time that I have said something in this country that I have not stood on my word. I challenge a single Liberian to come up and today I will resign for activism and put my boots down. What I'm telling you, if His Excellency President Joe Mbaka and a co-official does not perform in our stipulated time, their country will be like Afghanistan or Sudan. Because you know why? We will make the country like a war front. We will compete vehemently in activism. We will bring out the laws. That's why you see, I've managed to create cells in 10 different counties. Imagine that. In 10 different counties. So as soon as I say our people, you say Apachari coming us out. When we step in this country, it will not be staged in most of our county. It will be staged in the 10 different counties that I have said it. And I intend to expel to 50 different counties that when I say men coming us out, men will come outside and men will resist and retaliate and repair any attack that will come from anywhere. We are very clear about that.
How are you going to use it?
How are we going to use it?
Yeah.
We are going to use it in the best interest of the people in Africa against it. But trust me, this government will perform. If the government don't perform, we will turn this country out of Sudan, Iraq, or Syria or Palestine. We'll turn this country into it. But as a man for now, we'll give the government opportunity to serve the Liberian people. We are positive. We are positive. We are waiting. We are taking our notes to measure that in fact the government can perform. If the government can perform, or government cannot perform, trust me, that government will leave. Immediately will leave. Because we will put on a more revolutionary posture. Let me tell you something. Now Liberia is afraid of death. Now Liberia is afraid of death. But me, I am afraid of death. Realistically speaking, I'm one man that I'm afraid of death. Because you know why? Death is appointed unto man. You must die. Why will you be afraid of death? Why? You must die. So when I say that in fact I will do this thing, when I'm leaving my house, you know what I do? I ask God, if today my last day, forgive me, let me be here in the cause of my people. That's how I know. So trust me, if Baka and a co-official does not perform, they're going to tell us Somalia or Afghanistan. We will make a country a glory and a battleground. We are very clear about that.
All right. Let me ask you one last question before we go to the phone line, because I see a lot of people posting questions relative to what is being discussed here. Now that we have a brand new government in power, the issues about the establishment or giving approval for the establishment of the War and Economic Crime Code has been one of the crucial issues. All started with Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. For the last 12 years, she served as president. Then they came over to George Manawi, and now the Americans are going to be belt in the ears of Joseph Boakai, pertaining to him, giving his political will to actually establish the War and Economic Crime Code. Even though there are some Liberians who have different view about the establishment of the War and Economic Crime Code, owing to the fact that the War and Economic Crime Code is not very important, while others believe that those who committed heinous atrocities in this country should be made to account for those atrocities, citing the likes of Frank Johnson, the likes of George Bulley, Yeke Koruba, and several other war perpetrators who committed heinous crimes in this country.
You're right.
Where do you stand?
Let me be honest with you, and this will be your first platform that I will break down news here. My grandfather was the one who brought Queen Elizabeth on a high-ranking British official to the country because he was the ambassador. He was the ambassador for the British government here in Abuja. My grandfather died in this country in the house with 89 members of my family were put on firing squad. It was by the help of God that my father survived to bomb me. If this government does that, that's the point where the war will come from. Let me tell you something, If this government does not create or stand by the promises to create a world economic growth, it means that in fact there's another war coming up. We are very clear with that. Because you know why? I cannot be in Liberia. I'm living in tears. The spirit of my family and the spirit of other people's family are still languishing and walloping all in the spiritual air. They cannot rest because justice are not being prevailed. Then you tell me that in fact, Baba cannot do it. It's joking. And the fact that the job will come from. I'm saying to you, we don't want to move everything for all the carpet. No. We are giving His Excellency President John Mahama the time. I'm asking for you, I am in serious communication with the Sachi affair at the British Embassy. I'm there. By the grace of God, April, I will be having a future meeting with the Sachi affair there. We will talk lengthily.
What do you think your meetings is going to?
No, my meeting is going to center around my family that die here in Liberia, and how can the British government work to in collaboration with the Nigerian government for the safe creation of the World Economic Code in our country. And trust me, if Baka will create a World Economic Code, it will be a legacy for Baka. His legacy will live long. I've not supported any political party or any political individual in this country. But if Baka create a World Economic Code, it means that in fact Baka will be remembered in our generation, the next generation will come, and the other one will come, because he will put a peace, a resting peace on the departed souls and on some of us that have stayed here every peace in our heart for the World Economic Code. Who told you that in fact when World Economic Code be established here, some people say, or the other group, you come a good way. Do you know how many international partners are waiting to support the World Economic Code? Do you know? Do you know? They are waiting. They are also waiting to make sure that we protect the peace here that we are enjoying. So I know that Baka will win it, and I'm a strong conviction that in fact the World Economic Code will be created under His Excellency President Joseph Imam Baka leadership.
All right, what do you stand when? Because the U.S. Embassy have been conducting a lot of investigations to determine the possibility of the war crime code to be established in Liberia. And we are hearing, it was reported by Front Page Africa that the War Economic Crime Code is slated to be host in Winnipeg, Ghana. Is it that you want the establishment of the War and Economic Crime Code to be established in Liberia so that Liberians can have a sense of understanding and can be able to part from part of the process that could lead to a lasting process of reconciliation in this country?
I think that's an error in policy. Because when I mean error in policy is that until it happened, but I believe that at no point in time the World Economic Code establishment will be established in Ghana. No. We must establish here to provide opportunities for our lawyers that are here to provide job opportunities and boom our economy. Because mind you, every World Economic Code is established here. You have international investment will be here, international security will be here, money will come into the economy, lawyers will take pay, they will hire workers, they will hire jurors, other people that will be around. And mind you, it will also strengthen our country democracy that in fact we are able to go through this remarkable and tremendous time. The World Economic Code was established in Rwanda. Rwanda. What happened there? Today, the city of Kigali is the cleanest city. I still be corrected. But for the past 1 month, I'm not checked on it. The city of Kigali is the cleanest city in Africa. How do you think the money to come to that? Monrovia is the smallest city in Africa. What do you think Monrovia can be the cleanest city? This country must start working on American code. This government keep on the matter of change, on the matter of rescuing Liberian people. One of the major people that he found that vast majority of people fought for this government was because the government promised us that in fact he wins will establish the World Economic Code and rescue this project in totality. I believe the government will not deviate, and they attempt for the government to deviate. It means that we'll take the country out of Somalia, Afghanistan, or Pakistan, which means that in fact there will be no democracy here.
Okay, folks. So let's go to the phone line. The number is 0886 70 8209 and 0772 59, 90, 17. Those are the numbers. You have the numbers scrolling down the stream. You can make use of that number to call, or better still, you comment to give your opinion to the conversation. So we now have S. Amos Tamasinium, who said, I'm following from District 13, Halsey Intellectual Center. Let me appreciate K. Lyndon Togba for the show and your guests. A few questions I want Randall to answer below. One, what are your thoughts on the approach of using insults and derogatory language to address government officials? Randall. Two, how do you believe this Prophet Key approach aligns with the principles of activism and promoting positive change? Three, can you provide examples of other activists in Africa who have effectively addressed I don't know what he intends to say address. So I think you got that concern, and that's so far so good. Amos is the only person who has asked questions, and I think you don't have the time to answer those questions.
So, like I said to Comrade Amos, thank you for the question. But like I said to you, Comrade Amos, everybody have different style of responding to issue. The style in which Prophet Key respond to issue will not be the style in which McLean will respond to issue. No, the style in which Toga will respond to issue will not be the style in which I will respond to issue. Comrade Eric will respond to issue will not be the style in which I will respond to issue. Everybody have different style. So if this man is insulting, and his insult is yelling food in our country, his insult is shifting the paradigm shape of our country, it means that in fact people are listening and people are following. And for the record, I challenge the Comrade Aaron. I challenge Comrade Aaron to do a research. The single most follow and listening to or watch platform podcast is Prophet Key. Do your research.
Don't you think that it is because of the kind of society we have? Some people say
if the men are coming up, if the man was saying something that is not making sense, why will you have more viewers than people who claim that in fact they are making sense on the show? Why? So logical now. You know what I mean? Logical now. It means that this man is speaking the mind of the Liberian people. That was before him. That be honest here. Hey, if Activist McLean is not making sense, people will not follow me. Although there are some critics, but if Activist McLean is making sense, it means that people will always follow him and people will always love for him to be around. So if Prophet Key, it's not making sense, it means that in fact people will not follow him. But it possesses and speak to the fact that indeed Prophet Key is making sense. Prophet Key is speaking. Let me tell you, there are a lot of Liberians. Who want to have the view or the disenchantment on governmental and critical national issues, but they don't have the face. Some of the areas are working government, but they don't have that face to come up because of the working environment. So what they do when they listen to you or listen to I or listen to Prophet Key, and then they hear us saying things that resonate with the argument, they feel so much certified. That's what I said to you. If this man, Prophet Key, wasn't making sense, then you will agree with me that in fact he won't be a Muslim to the major key in the country. Do you know how many people is watching him? Do you know how many people is following him? Do you know? Let's be honest here. Sometimes we should take up the facts and see the actuality that surrounding the issue and forget those trivial arguments. I understand that someone say, yeah, he saw, oh yes, he saw it, but have you insulted you before? No, because you have not steal, you have not corrupt, you have not killed before. This man insulted Prince doesn't own a platform. He said, well, I'm going to come account. This man insulted Job Bole. All of that. See, has the man insulted you before? That's the key rationale. Be honest. Have the man insulted you? No, the man has not insulted you. So you should be careful with a proceeding. If you do wrong, the man insulted you, it means that the man is insulted for the relevant reason. What the relevant reason is because you did wrong and you did SYC. That's why he insulted you. So I hope everyone can learn from that.
Okay, let's go over when former President George Manweer was in power. One of his initial actions was greeted by a lot of the criticisms from the opposition based particularly the Unity Party was one opposition political party. They made a whole lot of noise about these issues about President Weah attempt to remove some people from their tenure position. Now that we have a brand new leadership in the Unity Party, people are now in the driver's seat. What is your opinion regarding the latest appointments of people to tenure positions, which many people consider as a surprising action coming on from the President Joseph Bima Bouaka, owing to the fact that many Liberians look up to him as somebody who is very experienced and somebody who bring a lot of wealth experience to the governance cycle of our country. What is your opinion pertaining to that particular
like,
aspect?
like I wrote on the page, I wrote an article that says, don't start with the old mat, start with the new mat. Warning to His Excellency President Johnny Mapaka. It's on the basis of that I will actually warn him. Let me be honest. I believe the president will rethink. The president will rethink his appointment to a chairman position. If the president will rethink appointment to a chairman position, or if the president don't want to have himself wrapped in the cookie jar at the early age, it means that in fact you must adhere to those norms and ethics.
Do you think the president is actually wrapping himself into the cookie jar?
No, I don't think the president is in the cookie jar. I believe that the reason why you saw Letty broke down, literally broke down. Only his past president, President Weah, it was because President Weah attempted with a turning position that brought the body light, that brought to the spotlight of J.J. Yuka and Letty. It was as a result of that Letty literally broke down, and all of a sudden, when the international partner pulled over, you saw they went back to the cataclysm, reshuffled the cat, and brought Yes, who is doing extremely well now lately. If the president would tread on the same path, government is government inclusion.
But do you have
I come in.
President actually instead of wish on street?
No, I come in. Government is a government inclusion. If the president would never with any position, it means it must be on the basis of the individual if they contradict the code of conduct. Are you getting me? If the contradict the code of conduct, it means that in fact the position will be terminated. Which of course I will support the president for that. Let number one person. I'm coming now. Emma Glasgow, very Nafa. Emma Glasgow was seen campaigning vehemently, wearing party shirt.
That was in Yale.
Wearing party shirt. That is the say to you are if His Excellency President John Mahama would remember immediately she will go and the court will parking for that. I was in the other guys. So the case is two cases, and that's a legal case. But in the public opinion, you will look at two things. You will look at whether the glorious country. You saw the way citizens run this country. And this country is a glorious country with no law. That's how the past government runs this country. Now where we are, we must put square pegs in round hole. Whether if everything can get to the rightful place he or she is supposed to be.
Other Liberians understand the issues. They believe that the issues about stripping people off the tenure position is not a bad thing, but it should be done with the true legal means, because even the very code of conduct you have since been referencing in your deliberations talks about people who violate the Constitution, the code of conduct, or any officers who violate or who perform in violation of the code of conduct should be stripped of their attending position without compensation. So if Joseph Boakai, as the president of the country, will be making such a determination by stripping people of their attending position, it should be done by the office of the ombudsman, considering the fact that Joe Boakai has not done that. Other Liberians believe that he is initiating into a wishful street.
No. Yes.
Mhm.
Do you care to know why former maritime boss Eugene Nangwe resigned?
He knew that he was personally in violations of the
Thank you.
Mhm.
So here we are. Eugene Nangwe is aware or was aware
Mhm.
that he had violated the code of conduct, but he becoming the campaign chair for the political party. He have won party share a campaign for a political party. On grounds you know that in fact the next government going to use the code of conduct against him, he quickly resigned and went to enjoy himself with ex-president Weah. Those people who fought in the scene but followed suit for using Nangwe. Do you know what it means to be maritime boss? Do you know the caliber of losing position in opponent's life? Maritime boss come with. Therefore, you don't forgo that position. That's it. Do not play. Let me understand. The law will take a course in this country. We will respect the law at all point in time. If President John Baka will do which one? By saying this person now about the court and go for the person, it means that if I will go for President Baka. But President Baka will go for people. So that's what I said. Show me one person that President Baka has gone for that have not violated the court.
Okay,
Nobody.
Let's flip over to other issues. A few days ago, we were taking the entire public was taken by surprise when former chairman Mobile Molu resigned from the former coalitions of the former ruling coalitions of Democratic Change. What do you make of Mobile Molu's resignations? Even though his tenure his method of resignation for the president, the senator of the political party, the Congress for Democratic Change, and later on he provided some pieces of recommendations, which include that George Weah needs to actually hire in the process of revitalizing CDC, actually needs to hire some foreign expert at Washington because CDC is actually on top of their domestic politics game, but at the level of Washington, they are not on top of it. So he believes that in order to revitalize the party, you need to have some people championing your interests, championing your ideology. What do you make of Mobile Molu resignations, and what can you gauge his recommendations by President George Weah?
Honestly, former chairman of the CC were politically suffocated.
Suffocated?
Yes.
What did you mean when you say suffocated?
Thank you. Moriba Molu were not seen actively as the party chairman in this current election. Prior to that political election, Moriba Molu and his boss, former president, they fell out the hole. For years and years, Moriba Molu never lay out on former President Weah. He complained, and complained to the extent that Moriba Molu, very aware of every using language that was pointed at the campaign chair, Moriba Molu, very aware. In other comment, President Weah, former President Weah, unilaterally, without consultation with the chairman and consultation with the Secretary General, when I filed
some members of
the political party, when I filed and appointed people to position unilaterally. That was the day, but Moriba Molu couldn't come out and express a disenchantment or a grief in the campaign process because that was undermined. That was undermined his party because he believed in party manifesto. So he waited. This thing after election, everything went on fine. And then what he did.
Hello, we now have a caller. Hello? Yeah. Your name and where are you calling from? He ended the call abruptly. Continue.
So Moluba Molu resignation is overdue. It's just that he is so patient in your committing God. Trust me, it couldn't be some other chairman I'm aware of yet. Like Chairman Luther Tape. You saw what happened when President Baka from Luther Tape MPA? What he did? Saying there to go do the 7 day putting order. As soon as President Baka appointed a young guy who's prominent now is revamping the whole of Freeport on the world. Sekou Hassan Dukle.
It is based upon
I come in. No, that's I come in now. I come in. No, it's not better about my personal relationship with me and Dukle now have any kind of personal relationship. I get it clear. No, I've not been knowing Dukle, but Dukle work. And research I made on Dukle at NPA speak forum to identify he can transform the NPA. You saw Luther Tabe, he staged Potter Bugger House. Almost like he was staging a coup to overthrow the president. If it wasn't the speedy intervention of the EP and the police, but now Bugger was been overthrown immediately by the party chairman. That's why you saw as soon as the reporter finished, Luther Tabe told him, and I said, he said, you're going to go rest himself. What is that? Moluba Molu stood the test of time. He went to the hardship. All of a sudden, he resigned honorably. We must get here to Moluba Molu. And trust me, the next chairman of CDC coming a point now that using Nangwe. And you are saying that CDC will appoint you number because look at the time intervention of Moluba Molu resignation. Because we are jail in the country, 1 hour 30 minutes, Moluba Molu resign. It's not coincidence.
Some sort of backstage negotiation.
No, that backstage negotiation. There's a bitterness in CDC.
There's a bitterness.
CDC press was split. Moluba Molu now will be creating a new political party. His other politician will be to see how that can be the political party and bring to be the youth in chair of the political party. So Moluba Molu has started a new political party. It's clear. It's clear. We will be establishing a new political party, Moluba Molu. So he's either
who do you think will be the political leader of the party?
No, he's in consultation. But the last time we spoke, he said, McLean, I would love for you to join my political party. I will make you the youth chair for the political party in which I come to create. I said, but that would be a fun talk of create a political party first. So, since now is Siwa Urubalu, is Siwa Tabataba. Siwa Tabataba. Or like maybe what you call it, can say Bua, the day now. Since he was split automatically to sit down there and allow for Moluba Molu to leave a party, immediately find the party is very split. Now that the CDC is supposed to also lose the party headquarters as we learn. You see what happening? Are you seeing what is happening? So trust me, the bigger message CDC could have made at the early age is to allow for the party chairman to leave. Do you know what I mean by party chairman? Do you know how many people make chairman with him?
Some who argue that it is the right of the party chairman when he feels that he is not safe where he is. He has the right to resign.
When you call the right to resign, you must be able to resolve any disenchantment or misfeeling in the political party at the standard barrel. That's why I said former President we are not a leader. I've been clear with that. I've said that over and over.
Okay,
he's not a leader.
We have talked a lot. So folks, we have McLean Randall, popular political activist. McLean Randall, the man who is well known for his level of advocacy in trying to make some people in the political landscape of our country, Liberia. So we now have McLean Randall as our guest. So McLean, we have talked a lot, or we are talking a lot. We are pressed up with time. In the course of 2 minutes, can you give us a parting comment?
Yeah. So I want to use this parting comment to highlight some good individuals that are currently working in this government and that have not been appointed to also. I want to use the opportunity to highlight the appointment of Manasseh Besto Yanti, the foreign minister, should do straight away, and also.
It is because you have some personal.
No, not personal.
Your current profile picture.
important thing, you gotta navigate your way.
Yeah.
And also the deputy head for TVET at the Major UNESCO of Veteran Yanti, who is revamping the TVET sector. And I also want to call on President Waka to actually appoint this guy called Dr. Victor. I'll be honest here. Appointing Dr. Victor at Tabata Hospital will actually bring a serious, remarkable, and adequate medical attention at Tabata Hospital. Because this man has worked there before, he understands the sector, and as such, I believe he can do extremely well. Lastly, to conclude, I want to extend thanks and appreciation to some big brothers, always there to mentor me. The way that in fact I'm on the grateful trajectory of life. That is one of my people called Lion Power, Pulowski, and other people, who is there, Aaron and other guys. But here's it. I believe that some of them will have a different understanding of my activism, but I can assure the Liberian people that I remain consistent, I remain persistent, I remain who I am in activism. The only thing that
All right, so that is the concluding statement from activist McLean Reynolds. He has been our guest on the Focal Point, where we have been talking about a lot of the issues taking place in our country. So for those of you who are watching, let me acknowledge those people. I see Mambo Samson, Maria DeWalt, S. Amos Tama, Elijah Stape, Amara Donzo, Eric Paulo, Colin Morris, and Kamara. So thanks to all of you who have been closely following this live broadcast. My name is K. Lyndon Togba. I do salute you for your responsibility as you follow us, keep sharing our live video. That is the only vital contribution we can make. I know that will lead us to a level of transformations in our broadcast. So my name is K. Lyndon Togba. I do have yourself a blessed day. Bye bye from my end.
Hello guys, my name is K. Lyndon Togba. I'm your humble presenter of the program, The Focal Point.